Use code AFTV20 for 20% off your order with Fireaway Pizza. Just click the link in the description below or go to fireaway.co.uk now.
Right, James, I'm going to throw a bit of a curveball. We're going to start back to front. Was it a penalty?
I can see why it's not given. And the arguments for it being a penalty I've seen online are Neuer leaves a leg out or sticks a leg out as Saka's going past him. But I think people need to understand the magnitude of the situation. They're talking about a 95th minute penalty to probably win the game. And anything that looks from the attacking player's position to be initiating contact, they're going to say you looked for it. And I think, and you never know, and I don't want to label Bukayo Saka with diving and looking for it because you don't know. Like, you're running at full pelt at a goalkeeper, really tense situation, you're exhausted. Maybe your body's not moving right, maybe you're nervy in the situation, I don't know. But it looks to me like as he's taken the touch, there's a little bit of a push towards the goalkeeper for the contact. In case, maybe it wasn't even like a, let's put it this way, I don't think Saka looked to avoid contact. I think it was maybe I don't fully move myself out the way. If it's given, I don't think it's overturned, but it's not, and I think they're probably right not to overturn it.
Yeah, for what it's worth, I thought that Saka, and listen, I love Bukayo Saka, and it's interesting that previously he's been criticised for not going to ground when he could have done in the past, so I'm not going to stand here and accuse him of being a cheat. However, given the fact that it was the 95th minute, literally the last play of the game, I thought that would have been very unfortunate to give a penalty for that, because I thought he did dangle his leg a little bit.
I will say, like, football at any level, right? We've all played when you've given your all out on the pitch. Bukayo Saka once again has a great goal, may I say. Not saying it was his best performance, but had a great goal, did some good stuff, tracking back all the time. Sometimes when you're exhausted, sometimes it's even more tiring trying to get yourself out of the way. So some might say, well, if a goalkeeper comes steaming in, that's not Saka's responsibility to move out of the way. But there looks a slight push and there looks a slight movement in his direction, so I can see why they've not given it.
Yeah, I mean, look, don't want to belabour it for too long, but I thought I would ask you, because at the end of the game there, that was all everybody was talking about. So very interested to get your thoughts. Right, so let's talk about the game. I mean, personally, I thought it was a good game.
It was.
It wasn't the result we wanted, although, listen, for me, 2-2 is not the end of the world, because I think I saw enough there to suggest that we can go to the Allianz Arena and get something. But ultimately, we should really have won the game. And if you look at the stats of the game, I think we're in the ascendancy in everything but the goals. But over to you. What was your thoughts on the game overall?
Well, I think this was a wake-up call for people who seem to think good form versus bad form equals they're going to smash them. How much football do people want to watch before they realise that the game doesn't work like that? Bayern Munich had, should we go through them again? Manuel Neuer, Kimmich, De Ligt, Davis, Goretzka, Sane, Kane, Musiala, Coman, Gnabry. How many more do we Müller didn't come on. Like, that is an unbelievable, overwhelming plethora of talent they've got. They've spent a lot of money to get to that club over the last few years, and a lot of them have been there and done it. Sane was Centurion. Harry Kane is Tottenham and one of the Premier League's all-time goal scorers, not the top, but he's up there. Musiala, one of the generational talent. Kimmich has been there. Goretzka's won it before. Like, the reason I'm really making a point about this was it was a lesson to all who thought, well, Heidenheim, who were 2-0 down and turned it around. But there's something about complacency against the teams you should beat, and you're 2-0 up and then you panic. Well, Bayern Munich came into this weirdly as underdogs. And so they played with a structure. Let's counter well. Let's try and nullify what Arsenal do well. Now, let me say, for all I'm saying there, Arsenal played well. And I think if there had to be a winner tonight, I think we were deserving of it. Ben White obviously should have taken his chance. Soon after Bukayo Saka puts us 1-0 up with a great goal. I actually thought the goal to put us 1-0 up comes against a run of play. I thought Bayern Munich started quite well in possession. And then they get the second. And now this is where I'm going to get critical, because I will say, I thought Arsenal actually played a lot of good football, showed they belonged on this stage. And look, this isn't what we care about, but for the neutrals, they've been served up 2 classics by 4 of Europe's best teams. Maybe the 4 best teams. I mean, I don't know, people would argue PSG or whatever. But, a 3-3, 2-2, and there we are going punch for punch with these guys. It's positives to take in that. But the negatives are, I think, Lee was talking about bottling it. I think that's very strong. I do think
I thought that was very strong. I'm going to be having a pop at him for that later.
I think we something the bed, let's put it that way, a little bit. And I don't mean in terms of our performance. I mean in terms of moments. I mean in terms of, I kept saying when it got to minute 87, I kept saying, just keep the ball. Just keep the ball, because the moment will come, the opening will come. Lo and behold, it did at the end. But just keep the ball, keep moving it. Make Bayern huff and puff over the line. Mm-hmm. But we didn't. Playing passes through the lines that weren't on. Intercepted. Suddenly we were running backwards. Trying again, switching the ball. Trossard I guess his touch wrong. There were so many moments where I kept thinking, why are you not settling? Mm-hmm. We saw the ball getting given away a lot. I thought Gabriel and Saliba both struggled tonight like they did in the Porto game. Saliba more than most, and we give Saliba the praise because I think he is also a generational talent and a soon-to-be world-class player, but he struggled tonight. First touch, missing interceptions, gives away the penalty. Talking on the goal, that obviously, the goal that makes it 1-1.
The first one was...
So start with the 1-1.
Because I thought the first goal was a comedy of errors. I mean, that one, Raya, what was he doing? He ran. I thought
it's a comedy
he
of
was
errors.
nearly at the halfway line, and you could see Gabriel look and think, "What do I do?" Next thing you know, he's in two minds.
Yeah.
He's the pass is a bit long, and then
For me, it's domino effect, though.
Yeah.
People say Gabriel gives the ball away. Kivior could do better. Rice could track the runner better. I don't know. People could say all those things. But if Raya doesn't come steaming out when Gabriel's got control of the situation, we handle it. And he created a domino effect, a chain reaction of panic and moments. So that's not to say everyone shouldn't have done better in that situation, but I do pin that mainly on Raya. More blame is spread out, but Raya doesn't do great, and then through your legs as well. So it's a bad moment for David Raya. On the second goal, again, Kivior spun way too easy. I think the change was right. By the way, I thought Zinchenko made a good impact. And then they're running at our goal. And again, too many times. You know what's been so good about Arsenal in 2024? We either kept teams pinned in, or we've shuffled as a pack from front to back, striker to defence. We've shuffled our way back together so that we're able to defend really well and compact. There was too much of this. Too much running back from the team all game where we're attacking and suddenly, retreat. And you can't be involved in games like that. Not with Bayern Munich, not with Harry Kane's passing range was unbelievable. He meant that, by the way.
But he should have been off.
But he was, I can see. I think they think it's quite low, so maybe they don't give a red for that. But I can see why Arsenal were just being torn apart by Kane's passing, by the wingers, and look,
there's a lot to unpack, but we're coming to the end. Can we get something? I mean, it's 2-2. I don't think it's done. Some of the Arsenal fans are a bit dejected, and I can understand that because we were expected to win. We're at home, everyone's positive. We didn't quite get the result that we wanted, but listen, we were 2-1 down, we came back, got an admirable draw. Now, what do you think next week? Can we realistically go there and pull it off?
Yeah, we can. Because I'm seeing some stuff online about how, it's done now, we've got to go there and win, and we're not going to. I disagree. I think we might stink out the gaff with the 0-0 and try to take it to penalties.
So you think we'll stink out the gaff, or do you think he will go for it?
I think we're going to go there compact. Bayern got the draw here. The onus is on them to win it at home. I think if we're compact, I think if we defend well, create some of the transition moments we created against City, because the one thing I learned about Bayern tonight is they will concede chances. We had chances today, and I think we were 6 out of 10 for our performance, 5 out of 10. Maybe 6 is actually pretty kind, probably 5. So I think we can create moments in transition. I think we can hurt them there. But I also think we can defend more compact and better than that. So I think this is totally doable over there. It's difficult, don't get me wrong, but I take encouragement
on that. I remember at the close of the game, you used a term that I quite like. You said difficult but doable, and I'm with you on that.
Yeah. It's only half time.
So just very quickly, I'm going to ask 2 quick questions. Man of the match?
Odegaard. The only one who, for me, didn't look like the occasion fully got to him. And I don't mean just mentally. I'm talking the quality of Bayern Munich couldn't stifle him. I thought he was very good.
And the Harry Kane factor, was that in presence today?
He did Harry Kane things. He got in a scuff with Gabriel. There was a little something we all nearly did use the lead judge's line, but then he showed his passing range. He scored a penalty. This was peak Harry Kane against us, unfortunately. He made a difference.